Nothing's quality anymore. People who come up, all the work is not quality people. It's fast, it's cheap.
Yeah, and I think that's what America wants now. Like people don't want qualities; they don't want stuff to last. Because you can tell by our cars, we just want cars. We want them
That's wrong, Brandon.
available. Okay, go ahead. So you think
Your
cars
your
last?
your consumer wants quality, but the person feed it to the consumer wants profit and cheap over quality.
But if that's
And
what we want, why are we settling? We shouldn't settle for it then.
you it takes a group. We can't work. That's why we divided. You got a Kansas
Mhm.
City's hat on, Patrick
Uh-huh.
Mahomes, and I'm a Buffalo. And I'm a Buffalo person, so we got to be enemies. So we
But
can't come together and figure it out.
you're right. But like I said, that's when we do have power. When we do come together, like me and you, we come together, we put our minds together, or anybody who joins our channel. Like we think as a group, we react as a group, we save as a group, and then that's when we start to actually really have some power and we can control a market. But if we're all just running around solo, we all bosses, we all doing stuff separately, then they can just feed us whatever and we'll buy it. If they want to give us high price drinks that's gonna kill us, we'll buy it.
Yeah, they just need enough suckers to buy it, and they fine. But
Yeah.
when the
Mhm.
suckers group together and say we ain't buying it, it's something
Nailing
different.
down wet wood is generally discouraged due to the
You hear?
potential for nail
Mhm.
withdrawal strength to decrease significantly as the wood dries. While wet wood can be easier to nail initially, the withdrawal resistance can drop substantially once the wood dries, potentially causing the nails to pull out. Here's why nailing wet wood is generally not recommended. Reduce nail withdrawal strength. Wet wood can be easier to nail initially because it's softer, but this also means the nail's grip might be less secure. As the wood dries and shrinks, the nails can lose their grip and potentially pull out. Splitting and cracking. Wet wood is less likely to split or crack when nailing compared to dry wood, but it can still warp and crack as it dries. Dimensional instability. Wood expands and contracts as its moisture content changes. Building with wet wood can lead to dimensional inconsistencies and issues with joints and fasteners as the wood dries. Moisture content. Wood should ideally be at the correct moisture content, MC, for the climate it will be used in. Wet wood can have a significantly higher MC than what's ideal for a given environment.
See, there you go, people. I hope you learned something. At
Yeah, and
least,
it's been multiple times I've seen people building houses in the rain. They got a deadline. They don't care about whether it's suitable for them to work on the site because they're there. Sometimes they stop, sometimes they wait it out. But I have seen people working in the rain building houses.
now see with Brett, I got to be careful with Brandon talking about. What was they working on in the rain, Brandon?
The structure of the house, the wood part, putting it up because they already got the
What
crane.
part?
Like when they have the crane out and they're positioning it to lock it
Okay,
down on.
so yeah, they got to put the roof on to keep the rain off, Brandon.
Yeah, okay, but like you say, is it gonna affect the house? Yeah, but are people gonna really notice when it's all said and done? No, they're not gonna notice
Yeah. All right, here
until they have problems later
till
on.
they
But go
have
ahead.
problems. Here's another thing I see all the time with whole buildings. They pour concrete while it's raining, and also they don't let that concrete cure enough before they start building on top of it. Man. They gotta do both, and that's low quality. They do it for speed, do it for
Mm,
cheapness, but it hurts the consumer in the long run. Brandon, if you pour in concrete, do you think it needs to be raining?
no,
Why not?
because you already putting a certain amount of water into the concrete while you're mixing it and you're setting it out. So that's the amount of water that you need in there. Any other water that's sitting on the top of the concrete or just sprinkle in, it's going to mess up the bond that's trying to create. Or the level is levelness. And then, like I said, I'm not an expert, so I don't know for sure. Have I
Yeah.
done some concrete stuff in the backyard? Yes.
What you doing in the backyard? Cause you talking educated.